What's up, guys? It's Clown Fight here. Guys, today we're going to be again exposing Dana White for his usual antics. He's back on the Jon Jones is the pound for pound of all time. Jon Jones is the best fighter of all time bullshit. This guy, every time he talks, guys, he cannot leave the microphone without mentioning Jon Jones. So today, guys, we're going to expose him and we're going to have a look at what Dana White's been saying again about Jon Jones. And you can also see here, guys, the reporters are now starting to, even the reporters are starting to attack Dana White. And I was a bit shocked that Dana White didn't flip out. He actually took the criticism, and there's one reporter, guys, he tries to rip Dana White here, guys, for basically the bullshit he keeps trying to feed us.
Jon Jones, the pound for pound GOAT.
Did what?
Is Jon Jones the pound for pound GOAT?
He's the pound for pound best fighter in the world, and he's the GOAT. And you all know this.
So there you go, guys. That the reporter is basically being sarcastic to Dana White, but you can clearly see every person knows that Dana White chats a load of waffle. He just keeps claiming Jon Jones is the pound for pound best. Jon Jones is the greatest of all time. Now, don't get me wrong, there's arguments for it, but as of right now, active heavyweight champion, we know, guys, Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. So again, Dana White continues to big up Jon Jones, continues to defend Jon Jones for the Stipe fight. Just gonna show you this, guys. It's Dana White being typical Dana Baldy White.
Numbers don't lie.
Does he have pictures of you?
I saw that on the internet too.
So look at this guy's face, guys. Even the reporters are saying, yo, does Jon Jones have pictures of you doing something? Or like, why are you defending the guy so much? And it's blatant now, guys. There's some sort of agenda going on here. Let's carry on.
Are you guys that fucking stupid? You can't be that fucking stupid to think that Jon Jones is not the pound for pound best fighter in the world and the GOAT. But maybe you are.
He's not going to talk to any of us either, because right now...
What do you mean?
Because he's watching this, and we're all saying, you know, questioning you, and...
Look at Dana White's terminology, guys. Are you that fucking stupid that you don't think Jon Jones is the pound for pound great? What sort of backing proves this, guys? You're stupid. This is Dana White trying to deflect questions like he usually does. But guys, watch one of these reporters. He sticks it on Dana White.
Yeah. Question me. How do you? Who's better than Jon Jones? Who's pound for pound better than?
No, okay, John.
At what point does activity come into play, right? I mean, we all agree there is nobody better than Jon Jones. He's the greatest of all time. There's no question about it. But at some point when you're looking at rankings, they do have to represent what's happening in the organization at that moment, right at that time. And in the past 3 years, he's had one fight.
And you thought he lost to Reyes.
Huh?
And when...
Guys, Dana White himself said Jon Jones lost to Dominic Reyes after the Dominic Reyes fight. He thought Reyes won. When I watched that fight, it was very close, guys. You could have edged that to Reyes, guys, honestly. And a lot of people believe Jon Jones should have lost that Dominic Reyes fight. That was probably a fight where it should have went to Reyes, but unfortunately, again, the judges gave to Jon Jones. Now, here's a reporter questioning Dana White, saying, hang on, if you claim this guy to be the greatest of all time, why did you say he lost to Reyes? Now, Dana White's in a pickle, but look what he says.
When he fought Reyes, you said you thought Reyes won the fight.
He didn't win the fight. Jon Jones did.
But you said you thought he won the fight.
Who gives a shit? I'm not the fucking judges. The guy didn't win he didn't lose the fight. And the one loss that he has is from a referee that should have never been a referee in a million years. He's never lost. We were just talking tonight, these kids that come in here that are undefeated, you know how hard it is to stay undefeated? Jon Jones went through murderer's row. When you talk about activity...
Do you know how hard it is to stay undefeated? Yeah, it's very easy to stay undefeated when you don't fight fighters, guys. When your record for the last 4 or 5 years, you've been avoiding fighters. You fight once or twice in 3 years. If you don't fight often, you get injured. You lose fights, for example, to Dominic Reyes. And then you avoid this competition. You pick and choose your fights, guys. The ones you know you can win. Cyril Gane, easy, take him to the ground, submit him. But Francis Ngannou, while he was an active champ, Jon Jones stayed trying to bulk up to heavyweight for 2 to 3 years. Come on, guys. What is Dana White doing here, guys? Just trying to sell us wolf tickets.
And he's fought one time, but Jon Jones was supposed to fight. If Jon Jones was sitting on the couch and saying, yeah, I don't know when I'm going to fight again, then he's definitely not in the pound for pound discussion right now. He was scheduled to fight and he got injured. He is an active fighter. He is absolutely an active fighter. And when you talk about pound for pound, and I don't want to shit on any of my other guys, but who is...
So he says Jon Jones is an active fighter. He was injured. He was supposed to fight Stipe. He got injured. We all know that. But the difference is, guys, Stipe could have fought someone else in that meantime. How many times has this bold bastard, while someone else is injured, set up other fights? If he doesn't like you guys, he can get rid of you. He can kick you out. He's done all sorts of stuff. So this guy is just straight sucking up to Jon Jones for whatever reason. And he's giving Jon Jones this special treatment.
Who is it right now? Islam? Islam, many people believe, lost to the guy who's a weight class below him.
I don't believe Islam lost to Alexander Volkanovski. At the most, it probably could have been a draw the first fight, but I wouldn't say he lost. And then in the second fight, guys, he absolutely annihilated him. So let's see what he's got to say.
Is that how pound for pound works? Many people, including people in this room.
But he got the win.
There you go, you bold bastard. But he got the win. It doesn't matter what people say. He got the win. Exactly. Let's use your terminology.
No matter what we say.
You're absolutely right. But he fought a weight class down. He fought a weight class down. Jon Jones fought...
Islam didn't fight a weight class down. Alex Volkanovski decided to come up. That's up to him. That's not Islam's fault. Stop using bullshit, guys. Stop using bullshit. Now he's saying Jon Jones went up to heavyweight. But who did Jon Jones fight? Did Jon Jones fight the best fighter of all time? Undefeated fighter at heavyweight? No, that guy he fought, Cyril Gane, lost to Francis Ngannou. So Cyril Gane, I'm not saying he's not a good stand-up fighter, but he's got holes in his games. So you can't, this Dana White, just guys, the guy needs a slap, man. He needs to be exposed.
Fought a weight class up. And let me tell you what, when all the guys were in there, you had the Jon Jones, the Anderson Silvas, and the George St. Pierres. I know who wanted to fight who and who didn't want to fight who. And Jon Jones has always been willing to fight everybody. You know what I mean? The only real mark with me, with Jon Jones, it was, and it was his fucking team that he was with at that time, who I could tell you 50 fucking stories about. The Chael Sonnen fight. When they were refusing to fight Chael Sonnen. You know what I mean? But other than that, Jon Jones has fought everybody.
Yeah, Chael Sonnen, the GOAT, guys, the greatest fighter of all time. No one's going to fight Chael Sonnen, so it makes sense.
That's ever been put in front of him. He went through murderer's row, you know, and if you look at who he fought at the time when he fought them, look at the record of the guys combined that he fought. And the list just goes on and on.
That makes him the greatest fighter.
So I don't deny that Jon Jones fought murderer's row. He did fight crazy fighters from a young age. But the thing with Jon Jones is, guys, towards the end of later on in his career, I'm talking about 2018, 2019, that's when we started to see Jon Jones not take fights. Obviously, he's had his troubles, guys, with the picograms and the drug cheat. There's a lot of dodgy stuff with Jon Jones. He did fight the best. You can't deny it at the time. But he does not fight actively, guys. Guys, look at the guy's record, man. He's fought twice in the last 3 or 4 years, guys. 4 or 5 years. The guy doesn't fight actively. Look at someone like Pereira, guys. Pereira's fought 3 times already within like 6-9 months. That's more than Jon Jones in the last 4-5 years. It's easy, guys, to have a sick record when you take your time, when you take these specific fights. It's like Floyd Mayweather, guys. He used to pick and choose his fights. He never used to fight people at their prime. He was clever. And Jon Jones is doing the exact same thing here, guys. I don't blame the guy. He's got a crazy record. If he loses that record, that's his legacy gone. But you gotta just call a spade a spade.
Fighter of all time, not the greatest active fighter, because he is not an active fighter. He has fought one time in over 4 years.
He is an active.
That's crazy, guys. This reporter is sticking it on him, saying Jon Jones hasn't fought actively one time over the last 4 years. And here's Dana White trying to defend.
The fighter, he just got injured. He was going in.
But he hasn't fought.
And he was going in to fight at heavyweight again.
Okay.
A weight class above.
But that's...
And he fucking destroyed the guy who was the best guy in the division.
But that's an
Come on, man. Who says Cyril Gane is the best guy in the division? I don't know where they got that. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe, but he lost to Francis Ngannou, don't forget. Tom Aspinall was still coming up. Cyril Gane ducks fights himself, guys. The guy ducks fighters. He didn't want to fight Blades. These picky, choosy fighters, guys, you can't say they're the best in the division. I'm not saying Cyril Gane's not a good fighter, but this analogy, this bullshit that Dana White's using to justify it, it's all whitewash in my opinion.
Unfortunate thing, and I think everybody here, if he was active, if he had fought one more time, would say he's number one.
He was active. He blew his fucking shoulder out in training and then had to recover and is still coming back and fighting that fight.
So here's the argument. You could say we don't know anything.
Jon Jones is active.
Don't know. No, see, that's what you do. You talk over us, so we can't answer.
I apologize.
One of these reporters is absolute ripping Dana White. He says to Dana White, you talk over us, we can't even get a word in. Dana White has to shut up for a bit.
Guys, you go ahead.
So if he fought and we don't put him number one, then you have that argument to say you don't know what the hell you're talking about. We are all, I think everybody in this room is saying he's the greatest fighter of all time. And I think most people in this room would say he is the number one pound for pound fighter of all time. But you can't just sit on your laurels from something you did 3, 4, 5 years ago. When was this?
Bang on, guys. You can't just sit on the top of the throne and say I'm the best fighter. Hold the whole heavyweight division up. Say I've never lost. You did this 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago and think you're the best fighter. You can't do that, guys. Dana White himself, guys, has given other fighters bad treatment when they don't fight, guys. He'll strip them, he'll make them fight, or say you have to vacate the bout. But guys, he's giving that special treatment to Jon Jones. Take your time, Jon Jones, you're injured. Take your time. There should be a time limit, guys. If you can't fight, remember, what was his name? Jamal Hill was injured. Or someone else, Jury was injured. People vacate the bout, guys. They don't want to hold a division up. Jon Jones will never vacate the bout, and guess what? Dana White won't make him vacate it. Instead, he'll make an interim bout, and he'll say, Tom Aspinall, here you go, you're an interim champion. Tom Aspinall's been taking fighters out after fighters after fighters. But guys, Tom Aspinall's still an upcomer, according to Dana White, and I don't think Dana White believes that Tom Aspinall would destroy Jon Jones.
Cyril Gane fight.
Since Islam, he hasn't fought in 18 months.
Okay.
Yeah, 18 months, guys, almost 2 years.
Okay, and it's going to be 20 months by the time he gets in the ring. So that, assuming he gets in the ring, right? We don't know he's gonna be healthy. So all I think everybody is saying, and the argument against you is the fact that
look at Dana White's face. What people are saying is just look at the guy's faces he's making, guys. Just pure annoyance, pissed off. Someone's actually giving Dana White a taste of his own medicine for once. Just look at this guy's face.
Most people who do pound for pound lists have a 1 year cutoff unless they're, they had a fight scheduled at the time. So John fell out of pound for pound list because it was over a year and he didn't have a fight scheduled.
He did.
He doesn't have
he did have a fight scheduled and he got injured.
And so that.
Look at his smiley fucking face. He did have a fight. He got injured. Doesn't matter if you got injured. If you got injured, then give the bout up, vacate the bout, let Tom Aspinall be the champion, and let you and Stipe have a legend fight. Why are you holding the whole division up, you smiley bastard?
Okay. And now he does have a fight scheduled now.
How many times did we ask you, Dana, is he fighting? I don't know what's happening with Jon Jones. Just like you say about Conor now, right?
I did not say.
Look at this guy.
I don't know what's happening with Jon Jones.
He's always been asked questions, guys. Oh, what's happening with Jon Jones? I don't know what's happening with Jon Jones. What's happening with Jon Jones? I don't know what's happening with Jon Jones. Stop lying, Dana White.
What I said was, Jon Jones is injured and he's recovering from his injury. Fucking common sense. Everybody knows that. This guy just said he knows he's fighting in fucking November. Will I announce it? I said I'll announce it when the whole card is, but everybody knows he's fighting. It's fucking silly. And I don't know what this game is with everybody, but Jon Jones is the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
This is the thousandth time this guy says it. Guys keep saying it. Change Dana White's name to Jon Jones as the pound for pound number one.
This fucking guy, and he has been he hasn't fought, what'd you say, 18 months since the Cyril Gane fight?
18 months and then 4 years.
So
he's fought once One fight in 4 years. That's Jon Jones.
18 months, he moved up and he fought Cyril Gane and destroyed him in a weight class above him, who was the #1 guy in the world and in the UFC. Then,
No, Francis Ngannou was the #1, but you kicked him out, and then obviously you have mans like Tom Aspinall and who are upcoming. But yeah, if you want to give him that, third best heavyweight in the world, you can give him that title.
we book another fight. He's training for the fight, blows his shoulder out, which means he's still active, gets surgery, recovering, and is scheduled to fight in November.
So when Conor McGregor pulls out of a fight recently due to an ankle injury, blah, 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 and then people ask Dana White, what's happening with Conor McGregor? Conor McGregor saying, yeah, we'll probably fight this year, end of the year. Dana White right now is like, I don't know what's happening with Conor. But Jon Jones does the same thing. It's like, yeah, Jon Jones is all right because Jon Jones is injured. Jon Jones is injured. He was still active. He'll fight again. You see what I'm saying, guys? It's certain treatment for certain fighters, guys. When he's got some sort of agenda. I heard they're making a documentary on Jon Jones, how great he is, blah, 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 blah. And they want to show undefeated fighters. So they've got a reason to protect Jon Jones, guys. They won't make him fight Aspinall. No way, guys. That's UFC's legacy going to be tarnished because Jon Jones is the LeBron of the UFC. And this Dana White is defending him like he's defending no other fighter. Guarantee when he wakes up for breakfast in the morning, he's son, you're right, son. Did you know, son, that Jon Jones is the best pound for pound fighter in the world?
He is an
Who doesn't fight?
active fighter.
He is an active fighter. I fought once in 4 years. I'm an active fighter. Dana White. Fight once in 4 years and you become an active fighter. Crazy. Anyone else did that, guys, they'd be cut from the UFC.
It's kind of like Bill Clinton's definition of is.
I don't even know what that means, but
You won't know because you're a bold bastard. He doesn't understand shit. You just keep repeating the same shit. All you see is dollar signs and legacy for the UFC. You don't really see, you see a threat, guys, of Tom Aspinall.